Okay. So I know you guys saw this story. Of course, it trended for like it's still trending till now. What are your thoughts about this? So now Butita, I didn't know that this was possible, but I guess Kiambu governor knows best. So what are your thoughts on that?
I was struck by the word loss when he said ni gharama kubwa. I asked myself, when we destroy nature ama tukifanya kitu yenye ina affect environment, pia ni gharama kivyake, or am I lying?
No. Oh, I thought it was a rhetorical question.
Ni gharama pia kivyake tukidestroy environment ama nini. So I think kitu alikuwa anamaanisha, maybe and I put right, is like maybe zinaitwa canals. When you build close to the river or next to the river, you build a canal maybe, so that image kikuja hakuna vile inakuwa affected in any way, unakuwa na floods na nini. Lakini sasa akasema tutoe river, tusongeshe ikuwe gharama ya mtu. I think anawanda hata ni kwa nini tuko na river road na watu bado uko hapo.
Manze. I actually thought it was a joke because I first had an audio recording of it. And I was like, you guys, labda alikuwa anasema mtu, songezeni mtu. Like nilimtetea nikasema hapana. I think because I don't know, that has to be like the oddest of suggestions I've ever had. But why? So to songeze river, like what do you mean? Like as a whole governor, how do you say that?
Okay, what I think is, first of all, I like Waititu on that. Because Waititu is one funny guy. And sijui kama alikuwa anajua hata yeye kitu kama ni realistic or not. But I like him for this reason, that Waititu, we all know that alikuwa anafanya hivyo to safeguard interest ya bibi yake kuna mahali amejenga. So Waititu, for protecting your wife's interest, thumbs up, bro.
Aye, but if you wanted to protect his wife, how about ask her not to put the building in that place in the first place? Because I mean that would save her these losses that he's talking about.
The building is already there.
In fact,
now that she put the building there, so maybe they should look at where all this is starting from. The people who allow these buildings to be there in the first place, the people who are either bribed or off their own volition, say yes, actually you can build over here. Those people should be looked into as well. But then if a building is coming in the way of where nature is supposed to run its course, it should be removed, or it should never have been there in the first place.
Now that you brought that up,
Butita, maybe he meant the canals. But either way, I mean the building should never have been there.
Now that I was trying to tell you, now that you brought that up, now defining Governor Sonko's record, you may need to be a little specific because there are very many records. So take a listen to this audio that we have.
Sawa, my brother.
Na bado tunaenda mbali. Hakuna tunaenda bado tunaenda.
Hao wengine upigia mdosi. Wacha mimi niwachilie mama.
Hiyo watu wote waachilia mimi.
Hiyo ni order from above. Mimi nawachilia mama. Hiyo mama anavunja sheria. Hiyo order itoki kwangu, inatoka kwa mdosi huko juu. Wewe pigia mdosi. Halo? Pigia mdosi.
Nimpigie mdosi wa nini na wewe?
Lakini sasa order imetoka kwa order imetoka juu.
Why were they leaked? Why were they? I'm so confused. I have very many questions.
Housewives of Nairobi County.
First I think
Nairobi Diaries.
By the way, I don't know if Anita is stopped, but you used to record all of your phone conversations, right?
Yeah, and that's what I was saying when I saw this story. No, I had to stop at some point because now I was no longer working in the newsroom. But anyway, the phone calls that were on my phone that were recorded, unless I let somebody have them, there's no way you can tell me at it leaked by mistake. How did it get into someone else's hands? Paka, there was a recording of the actual phone of the conversation taking place while the person is on speaker. That's a whole other story. I mean, it's just it's unnecessary drama. It honestly felt to me like I was watching Love and Hip Hop Nairobi.
Like it's a reality show.
Like I was like, what is this, guys? And then you're selling yourself out. You're showing us how much impunity actually exists.
Amina.
Yes.
I think when dealing with Sonko, you need to be careful. Hata Waititu akipigia mtu kama Sonko, akitaka poa angeongea tu kama Raila. Haya, nataka uachilie bibi yangu. Na watu walikuwa wanajenga, wacha watoke.
Kwa sababu, but you see guys,
Sonko anaweza kuanika. So lazima kuwe mjanja. Na ni juzi tu alikuwa amevurugana online hata akimwambia Waititu stay away from Nairobi County affairs, really. Hapana. Lakini it also shows the level of impunity kimpango, because they were willing to let the wife go free. Okay, sijika alitishwa bond. Na kuna watu walikuwa naambiwa hao hawezi achiliwa.
They were like 40.
Maybe hao juani ama nini, unaona?
Yeah, that's what I took issue with as well. Well, I mean, I think that everyone should just have their day in court. And the same way the president said that he lost friends, we should all just lose friends who are corrupt. Sindio?
Yes.
Why?
But I think to me that was very uncivilized. Number one, we all know Sonko is working. From what we have seen, PR zote vitu zote, we can attest that Sonko has been working. But Sonko has been trying to prove to us too much that he is working to a point that is becoming uncivilized. Kama hiyo kurekodi simu sasa kiukweli kweli. Sonko akona miaka ngapi jameni?
Now, in what seems like a season of leaked phone conversations after appearing on this week's one of the shows on the other stations, there was a leaked conversation that's said to be a recording of Kotu's Secretary General Francis Atwoli and his second wife. It leaked after he made these pronouncements.
Na kwa shamba ulizoongea kwa simu.
Nilikuwa natoa mboga kabla mvua inyeshe. Nilikuwa nataka kutoa suja.
Maybe you were just looking for how you would answer.
No, I was not.
Mimi nilikuuliza, are you running in the forthcoming election?
Yes, I would wish to.
Mimi kitu nataka ufanye. Sitaki tukosane kama last time, Ureallocate mapema.
Ni reallocate aje? Why?
Na tena utarudi hapo.
Ni reallocate aje?
Because me I have told you as my wife you can't back.
Francis.
That one we agree.
That just sounded like we were completely eavesdropping. I don't know if it's the season of leaked conversations. I don't again know why people even have the app on the phone, because it's normally an app and then it records.
Sometimes you need receipts, Amina.
That's true. When people deny.
People will deny something.
And they said, I didn't say that. You're like, oh,
I'm sorry. 2 minutes, please.
Have you seen
MP3 received?
Have you seen waheshimiwa saizi leakage ilitoka high school ikaingia kwa waheshimiwa, ndio maana siku hizi wana pass bills.
That was a nice one. That was actually really good. I liked, but I feel like you guys don't understand why do they leak? How do they, like, is it your PA? You know what I mean? Like, aren't you careful? Why did it get here? Why?
Kuna story ya PA, Amina. Phone call ikileak, kuna kwa na mtu ameleak.
Yeah.
Mmoja wao, huyo mmoja tu amepigiana. Sana ni mtu ucheza safe. So unasikia tu phone call unajua ni mtu mmoja ameleak. Ikonaga story ya PA.
Because you can't say ati ilitoka tu kwa simu and I don't know how it ended up in my WhatsApp group and then all of a sudden everyone has it.
But I want to appreciate this woman because ni kama yeye amelikata hii video because ni yeye anadhulumiwa. And if you listen to the conversation very well, you'd realize that who dem amekaliwa sana. This woman, if you listen to it from a humanity point of view, anateseka. You're married to somebody who doesn't want you to be with somebody else, doesn't want you to do your own things. They are very insecure, they are very possessive, but they also can't take care of you. Wanaume tafadhali, please, let's take care. If you want to be with somebody, don't possess somebody that you cannot nurture. Tafadhali.
My God.
Why?
That's one English but it's okay.
That is why addressing.
That is actually really good. Yes. That's fantastic.
Are we all clapping? Do we have to clap? Yes. Because it is true. But I like that you're a guy and you saw it and you said it.
Because when you read the story, she's not being taken care of anymore because she chose to run for political office. He wants nothing to do with her. She's been asked to move out of the house and she has kids. So she's like, where am I supposed to go? And then he'll be on air talking about how expensive the things he has are, the things he does for his new wife, when she's actually still suffering. So, I mean, surely, I agree with what YY says.
And you know, Amina?
Yeah.
if you look at, if you listen to mpaka mwisho, kuna mahali this woman is saying that you're not taking care of your kid anymore, you're not paying school fees, not even anymore, you don't support the family. It's because unapata mengiza mtoto, you having issues with your wife, you're having issues with your partner, but you're trying to drag your kid into it. It's kind of some blackmail. And then they go to Mzito, hataki demu yake prosper. They're feeling very insecure that ukis prosper utamshinda na something, utakuwa mwanaume, you will also have a say. They want to step on you mpaka. Now listen very carefully, women. Don't marry somebody because you want to accomplish a need. Don't marry somebody because umemzalia. Don't marry somebody because una feel very stable. Don't marry somebody because you're aging.
Yes, umezeka.
Yeah.
You don't have to get married.
All right.
Yes.
And with those wise words from Dr. Love, I will move it along. Butita, do you want to say
Dr.
something?
Love.
I feel some type of way commenting about this because it's private. But what do you think, Butita?
Nimekuwa keen vile Atwoli amekuwa anaongea. Atwoli is a dictator. Ati anamwambia relocate. Leo Dave anamwambia vyake, anamwambia hapa ni kwangu.
Kwanza anamwambia reallocate.
Mwenye kitu amesema. Ati oh. Poma ni ya mwanaume. I think your attitude.
But I mean, he's the same. I feel like there's no difference from when he's on a microphone, when it's Madaraka Day, or when he was on phone. So
yeah, that's true.
But sometimes unafaa to bring your soft side.
I mean, I agree, but I just feel so uncomfortable with it. I feel like it's so private. Like they should have discussed. Again, I don't even know how this got to the world. But what we can talk about is this story. Now I know that you've seen YY. I bet Mona was saying manze koma 3. Wame preach, and if you're familiar with the concept of preaching, it's like there's an unwritten rule that injili kisha watu wanatoa sadaka. This preacher in this video doing downs, this was his reaction after he got a whooping 1 Kenyan shilling.
How come you can give me a man of God? When you just mark kwa mwili wako na uombea ukienda ndani ya shimo na nusu mchanga wa kwanza kwa mwili wako. That is satanic. A man of God, nasimama kwa saduku, mama yako mbali, baba yako mbali, madugu zako mbali, makazi ni mbali. Mimi niko kwa saduku ni upili na nichota mchanga wa kwanza nirushe juu yako, waleze marafiki zako baadaye wakuja wafunike wa mali.
Lakini of course mse mwenye alimpatia Bob pia anajua alikuanga tu anajua Kenya anafanya. Because hakuna vile unaweza kupatia mtu Bob alafu tena ufikiria hata jam aje.
No, but Amina, you're told to give what you have.
I also have standards. In
Amina,
where was this? Down to the private jet. See, that was also a preacher.
I know.
Yes,
you give what you have.
We talked about it here, and then he was specific with the plane that he wanted. So this guy is also standards.
Amina.
He's like, sadaka less than 10 bob or 50 bob ni laana. I don't know.
You're like Satan.
No, but don't you think that guy was provoking him when you give him a shilling?
No, but you see, Amina, maybe that's what that person had. Do you know there was a time when by the time I'm boarding the matatu, I only had my fare. That's it. To get me home, and then from home, I'll figure out the next day how I'm going to go to wherever it is I'm going. So maybe this person, it was the same situation. What they had with them was enough to pay for their fare home, or if it was work or wherever they were going. And whenever somebody preaches to you, the same way if you went to church, you're told to give what you have. Aside from tithe, which is 10%, your sadaka, you give what you have. So maybe this person had 1 bob. So you now can start judging this person and saying, because you paid the matatu 20 bob, how can you give me 1 bob? Maybe in total the person had 21 shillings. These pastors of these days their standards are too high. They need to decide if they're going to spread the word or they want to make money.
Amina,
yes,
I understand this guy. Where is coming from?
Can you imagine?
You're competing against people who have jets.
Exactly.
You're competing against people that have
How
churches.
are you competing?
Shilingi moja zanunua land wapi? Shilingi moja zanunua. But you know these people are lucky.
I'm trying.
But at least hao watu wako lucky wale. Mimi kuna siku preacher ameingia kwa basi akahubiri. Alafu nilikuwa nasikiza. And then they don't want you to listen to something else. They want you to concentrate. So nilikuwa kwa earphone akaniangalia. Kaniambia kijana, uko na talanta sana lakini hauendi mbali.
tulikuwa naye by the way.
Tulikuwa na Butita by the way, umetoka wapi? Kisumu, Bondo.
No way. Kwa sababu huko unamsikiza.
Lakini mimi namuelewa.
Amina.
Yeah.
Kwa Bible kuna story ya ule mama mzee mwenye watu walitoa masadaka, wakatoa pesa vitu mingi. Alafu akatoa yende alificha hata kitu alikuwa nayo akapeana. Alafu ikasemekana ametoa yote yenye alikuwa nayo. Yende alikuwa mjeni. So kama mtu alitoa shilingi, hiyo ndiye alikuwa nayo, ni sawa. Lakini alikuwa anajaribu pastor.
I know.
Hiyo ni story nyingine. Alafu secondly, as a preacher, the main agenda should be the word that you are preaching, not what you are getting. Unaona? Umekam kupreachia wasee wa prosper, njia zao zifunguke, nini? Si ati ni job wamekuita tupreachie tukulipe. Na sikia kuna wengine hata mkitoa mabop mnaonyeshwa mlango ya Sunday school. Watu wamekuwa wabaya in Nairobi.
Hapana, but you know the way they say, there's that saying of if you have nothing to say, don't say anything at all. It's almost like if you were going to give me this 1 shilling and it was going to get me riled up, then maybe you shouldn't have given me anything. I bet kuna watu wakutoa. Mimi naona ni kama alifanya tu kuenjoy. Na venye sio mshaka jam, that's the reaction.
I can imagine vile Kathy alikuwa anaona pastor kwa Instagram, anaangalia anaona huyu atakufa na kiu.
Why do we always have to end on such awkward notes? Let's just take another
We don't know if that person had more money or not. I still think this guy should stick to just preach, spread the word, and stop getting emotional about money.
Ukitoa 200 utapigiwa simu na Asha akuongeleshe. Ukitoa 1000 nitakupigia mimi mwenyewe.
Yeah.